Alright, looks like we're on. So, welcome back. Today, keeping in the vein of yesterday's reading out loud, I've recently been inspired by watching Dungeons and Dragons streams to try and, well, practice my own voice work and enunciation and so on. So, I figured the best way to do that is to, well, practice reading lines. So originally I was thinking of, since it's in public domain, I was originally thinking of perhaps doing a Shakespearean play. But then I had a quick look over the script and, well, I think while reading it over I suddenly felt like I might want to try something a bit different. So I'm back over here with Euripides. Medea. Let's see. I ended up doing this play in high school. Well, not doing it, studying it in English class, or literature. And doing reports on it, and it was interesting. I suppose she turns up as a prominent character in the Fates series, but, well, we can take a... Well, for those of you who know about the character from there but aren't so familiar with the story, you might enjoy this. Anyway, so I found the script here. I've got a quick bit of background about Jason and the Argonauts, and how Jason comes across Medea, and she falls in love with him and helps him out with his tasks, and leaves and gets married, and so on. And this story is basically about how they fall apart. Well, we'll get to see how that works out for Jason. Yes, he decides to leave her and marry King Creon's daughter. So, I suppose speaking of anime, this could be one of those yandere types. One of the really early ones back in ancient Greece. Well, I suppose it's not a tragedy unless someone does something stupid and gets themselves killed and punished by the gods. Anyway, there's also not too many characters, although most of them... I'm looking at this first part and we've got a big ol' speech. Well, it's kind of a chorus basically. Anyway, let's start us off. I might use this first session as a bit of a warm-up. Oh, how I wish that ship the Argo had never sailed off to the land of Colchis, past the simple Gades, those dark, dancing rocks which smashed boats sailing through the Hell's Point. I wish they'd never chopped the pine trees down in those mountain forests up on Pelion, to make oars for the hands of those great men who set off on Pelias' orders, to fetch the Golden Fleece. Then my mistress, Medea, would never would have sailed away to the towers in the lands of Iolcus, her heart passionately in love with Jason. She'd never have convinced those women, Pelias' daughters, to kill their father, and she'd not have come to live in Corinth with her husband and her children, well loved in exile by those whose land she'd moved to. She gave all sorts of help to Jason. That's when life is most safe and secure. Most secure and safe, when woman and her husband stand as one. But that marriage changed. Now they're enemies. Their fine love's grown sick, diseased for Jason, leaving his own children, and my mistress is lying on a royal wedding bed. Not for Jason is leaving. Okay. He's married the daughter of King Creon, who rules this country. As for Medea, that poor lady in her disgrace cries out, repeating his oaths, recalling the great trust in that right hand with which he pledged his love. She keeps calling to the gods to witness how Jason is repaying her favors. She just lies there. She won't eat. Her body she surrenders to the pain, wasting away, always in tears. Ever since she found out how her husband has dishonored her. She's not lifted her eyes up from the ground or raised her head. She listens to advice, even from friends, as if she were a stone or the ocean's swell, except now and then she twists that white neck of hers and weeps, crying to herself for her dear father, her home, her own land, all those things she left behind, to come here with the man who now discards her. Her suffering has taught her the advantages of not being cut off from one's homeland. Now she hates her children. When she sees them, there is no joy in her. And I'm afraid she may be up to some new mischief. Her mind thinks in extremes. I know her well. She'll not put up with being treated badly. I worry she may pick up a sharp sword and stab her stomach, or else she'll go into the house in silence to that bed and kill the king and bridegroom Jason. Then she'll face an even worse disaster. She's a dangerous woman. It won't be easy for any man who picks a fight with her to think she's beaten and he's triumphed. Okay, so that's a bit of our backstory. Here come her children. They've finished playing. They've no notion of their mother's troubles. Young minds don't like to dwell on pain. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's try out some different voices. Because that was kind of long, I think I just sort of defaulted to my own voice. Old slave from my mistress's household, why are you here, standing by the gate, all alone, complaining to yourself about what's wrong? How come Medea is willing to stay inside without you? Old servant of Jason's children. When a master slot falls out badly, that's bad for faithful servants too. It affects their hearts as well. My sorrow was so great, I wanted to come here to speak to earth and heaven, to tell them about the wrongs inflicted on my mistress. Unhappy lady! Has she stopped weeping yet? Stopped crying? I envy your ignorance. Her suffering has only just begun. She's not even halfway through it. Poor fool! If I can speak that way about my masters... She knows nothing of her latest troubles. What's that, old man? Don't spare me the news. Nothing. I'm sorry I said anything. Come on, don't hide it from a fellow slave. I can keep quiet if I have to. Well, I was passing by those benches where the old men gambled by Perrin at the Holy Spring, and I heard someone say, I was pretending I wasn't listening, that Creon, king of this country, intends to ship the children away from Corinth, with their mother too. I've no idea if the story is true or not. I hope it's not. But surely Jason wouldn't let his children go into exile, even if he's squabbling with their mother. Old devotions fade, pushed aside by new relationships. Jason is no friend of people in this house. If we must add these brand new troubles to our old ones before we've dealt with them, then we're finished. But listen, the time's not right to let your mistress know about these things, so keep quiet, don't mention anything. Children, do you hear what sort of man your father is to you? My curse on him! No. He is my master, but a bad man, to his own family. Of that he's guilty. What mortal man is not? Don't you know yet all men love themselves more than their neighbours, and some are right to do that, while others just want some benefit. But this father, with his new wife, has no love for his children. Come on, children, get inside the house. Things will be fine. You must keep them away as far as possible, and don't bring them near their mother when she's in this state. I've seen her look at them with savage eyes, as if she means to injure them somehow. I know this anger of hers will not end, not before she turns it loose on someone. I hope it falls on enemies, not on friends. I can't stand this pain, this misery. What do I do? I wish I could die. My dear children, you hear your mother's cry. Her heart's upset. Her anger's growing too. So quickly now, run off inside the house. Stay out of sight. Don't try to go and see her. She's fierce, headstrong by nature. Take care. So go now, inside as quickly as you can. It's obvious the cloud of bitter grief rising inside her is only just the start. As her temper grows even more intense, it will soon catch fire. She's a passionate soul, hard to restrain. What will she do next, now her heart's been bitten by these injuries? The pain of this suffering, this intense pain. Am I not nuts? Am I not right to weep? Oh, my children, cursed children of a hateful mother. May you die with your father and his house. May it all perish, crushed down in ruins. Oh, the sorrow of it all. Poor woman. Why link your children with the nasty things their father's done? Why do you hate them so? I'm terrified the children will be hurt. The pride of rulers is something to fear. They often order men, but seldom listen, and when their tempers change, it's hard to bear. It's better to get used to living life as an equal common person. Anyway, I don't want a grand life for myself, just to grow old with some security. They say a moderate life's the best of all, a far better choice for mortal men. Going for too much brings no benefits, and when the gods get angry with some home, the more wealth it has, the more it is destroyed. Okay, the chorus. Let's check my posture. I heard her voice. I heard the cries of that sad lady here from Colchis. Has she not calmed down yet? Old nurse, tell me, I heard from some household servant in there that she's been screaming. I find no pleasure in this house of suffering. We've been friends. This house is finished, already ruined. For Jason's bound by his new marriage tied to the king's daughter. As for my mistress, her tears are washing away her life in there, inside the house. She finds no consolation in the words of any of her friends. Oh, why can't a bolt of lightning strike me? What point is there in living any more? I want death to come and sweep me off. Let me escape this life of suffering. Oh, Zeus and earth and sun, do you hear how this young wife sings out her misery? Thoughtless lady, why long for death's marriage bed which human beings all shun? Death comes soon enough and brings an end to everything. You should not pray for it. And if your husband devotes himself to some new bed, why get angry over that? Zeus will plead for you in this. Don't waste your life away with too much wailing for your husband. Oh, great Themis and noble Artemis! Do you see what I am having to endure when I am the one who bound that cursed man, my husband, with strong promises to me? Oh, how I want to see him and his bride beaten down, destroyed, their whole house as well, for these wrongs they dare inflict on me, when I have done nothing to provoke them. Oh, father and city, I left you behind in my disgrace when I killed my brother. I should probably have gone for a bit of an older voice for the nurse. Do you hear what she's saying? How she calls to Themis, who answers our prayers, and Zeus, who guards, they say, the promises men swear. She's bound to do something quite serious before all this rage of hers comes to an end. I wish she'd let us see her face to face and listen to what we have to tell her. That might calm down her savage temper, the fury in her heart. I'd like the chance to show goodwill to a lady whom I like. Go now. Bring her here outside the house. Tell her she'll be among some friends of hers. And hurry, before she harms someone in there. That power in her grief will make her act. All right, though I'm afraid I won't persuade my mistress. Still, as a favor to you, I'll see what I can do. Right now she glares at the servants when they come close to her or tell her something. She's just like a bull or a lioness with cubs, that's how she looks. Those men from long ago, you'd not be wrong to call them fools without much wisdom. They thought up songs for celebrations, feasts, and banquets, bringing to human life delightful music. But they found nothing in music or the lyre's many strings to end the bitterness of human life, the pain in living, sorrows bringing on deaths and horrifying calamities that destroy whole families. What a blessing it would be for human beings if music could cure these sorrows. When people feast, why should people sing? It's a waste of time. People who eat well are happy anyway. They've enjoyed the pleasure of a meal. And that's here wanting to find some MCR. I have heard Medea's crying, full of sorrow, full of tears, her shrill accusations against Jason, the husband who's betrayed her. Suffering such injustice, she cries out, calling the gods, calling Themis, Zeus's daughter, goddess of those promises which carried her across the ocean to Hellas, through the black salt waves, through the place which few men penetrate, that strait which guards the Pontic Sea. Women of Corinth, I have come out here outside the house so you won't think ill of me. Many men I know become too arrogant, both in the public eye and in their homes. Others get a reputation for indifference, because they stay at ease within the house. There's no justice in the eyes of mortal men. Before they know someone's deep character, they hate the sight of her, though she's not hurt them. A guest of the city must comply, of course, act as the city wants. I don't commend a stubborn man, not even a citizen, who, thanks to his stupidity, annoys his fellow townsmen. But in my case, this unexpected blow that's hit me has destroyed my heart. My life is over, dear friends. I've lost all joy. I want to die. The person who was everything to me, my own husband, has turned out to be the worst of men. This I know is true. Of all things with life and understanding, we women are the most unfortunate. First, we need a husband, someone we get for an excessive price. He then becomes the ruler of our bodies. And this misfortune adds still more troubles to the grief we have. Then comes the crucial struggle. This husband we have selected, is he good or bad? For a divorce loses women all respect, yet we can't refuse to take a husband. Then, when she goes into her husband's home with its new rules and different customs, she needs a prophet's skill to sort out the man whose bed she shares. She can't learn that at home. Once we've worked hard at this, and with success, our husband accepts the marriage yoke and lives in peace, an enviable life. But if the marriage doesn't work, then death is much to be preferred. When the man tires of the company he keeps at home, he leaves, seeking relief from his distress elsewhere outside the home. He gets his satisfaction with some male friend or someone his own age. We women have to look at just one man. Men tell us we live safe and secure at home, while they must go to battle with their spears. How stupid they are. I'd rather stand there 3 times in battle, holding up my shield, than give birth once. But your story and mine are not the same. For you have a city, you have your father's house, enjoy your life with friends for company. But I'm alone. I have no city, and I'm being abused by my own husband. I was carried off, a trophy from a barbarian land. I have no mother, brother, or relation to shelter with in this extremity. And so I want to ask something from you. If I find some way to punish Jason for these injustices, his bride as well and her father, say nothing. In other things, a woman may be timid in watching battles or seeing steel, but when she's hurt in love, her marriage violated, there's no heart more desperate for blood than hers. I'll do what you request, for your right to pay back your husband. And Medea, I'm not surprised you grieve at these events. I see Creon, king of Corinth, coming. He'll be bringing news, announcing some new decision that's been made. You there, Medea, scowling in anger against your husband. I'm ordering you out of Corinth. You must go into exile and take those 2 children of yours with you. Go quickly. I'm here to make quite sure that this decree is put into effect. I'm not going back into the palace until I've cast you out beyond our borders. Oh, my sufferings will kill me. It's over. My enemies have set full sail against me, and there's no way I can avert disaster. But Creon, let me ask you something. Since I'm the one abused, why banish me? What have I done? I am afraid of you. I won't conceal the truth. There's a good chance you might well instigate some fatal harm against my daughter. Many things lead me to this conclusion. You're a clever woman, very experienced in evil ways. You're grieving the loss of your husband's bed, and from reports I hear you're making threats to take revenge on Jason, on his bride, and on her father. Before that happens, I'm taking some precautions. Woman, it's better that you hate me than for me to grow soft now and regret it later. Alas, this is not the first time, Creon. My reputation has badly damaged me. It's happened often. No man with any sense should ever educate his children to know anything beyond what's normal. Quite apart from charges of idleness which other people bring against them, they stir up in their fellow citizens a hostile envy. If you offer fools some brand new wisdom, they'll consider you quite useless, not someone wise. And if within the city people think of you as greater than those men who seem quite wise, you'll be a nuisance. So it is with me. I'm a knowledgeable woman. I make some people envious. Others say I'm shy. Some the opposite. Some say I'm hostile. I'm not that clever, but still you fear me. Have I hurt you at all, made you suffer? Don't fear me, Creon. It's not in me to commit crimes against the men in charge. Besides, in what way have you injured me? You've married your daughter to a man, one your heart selected. My husband's the one I hate. In my view, you've acted in this business with good sense. So now I'll not begrudge you your prosperity. Have your marriage, and good luck to you. But let me remain here in this country. Although I've suffered an injustice, I'll obey the rules and stay silent. What you say sounds comforting enough, but I'm still afraid that heart of yours is planning something evil. At this point, I trust you even less than previously. Passionate people, women as well as men, are easier to protect oneself against than someone clever who keeps silent. No. You must leave Corinth, and right away. No more speeches. I have made up my mind. It's not possible for you to stay here, not with us, given your hostility to me. No, don't send me away, I'm begging you, at your knee in your daughter's name. Your words are useless. You won't persuade me. You'll send me into exile without hearing my supplication? Indeed I will. I don't love you more than my own family. Oh, my homeland, how I'm thinking of you now. Except for my own children, my country is what I cherish most by far. Alas, love's a miserable thing for mortal men. I think events determine if that's true. Oh, Zeus, don't overlook who bears the blame for all this evil. It's time to leave, you foolish woman. Time to rid myself of all this trouble. We have trouble enough. There's no need for any more. Come on, or my servants will force you into exile. No, don't do that, I beg you, Creon. Woman, it seems you're trying to provoke me. All right, then. I will go into exile. I wasn't begging to escape from that. Then why squeeze my hand so hard and not let go? Let me remain here, one day to prepare, to get ready for my exile and provide something for my children, since their father, as one more insult, does nothing for them. Have pity on them. You're a parent too. You should treat them kindly. That's what's right. If I go into exile, I don't care, but I weep for them in their misfortune. For a tyrant, my will is by nature tender, and by feeling pity I've been hurt before, more than once. And now, woman, I see I'm making a mistake, for you can have your extra day. But let me warn you, if the sun catches you tomorrow, within the borders of this country, you or your children, you'll be put to death. Don't assume I'm not telling you the truth. So if you must remain, stay one more day. In that time, you can't do the harm I fear. Alas for you, unfortunate woman, how wretched your distress. Where will you turn? Where will you find someone to take you in? What country, what home will you ever find to save you from misfortune? Things have worked out badly in every way. Who can deny this fact? But nonetheless, you should not assume that's how things will stay. The newly wedded pair still face some struggles, and the man who made this marriage happen might have serious problems yet. Do you think I'd prostrate myself before a man like that, if there was no advantage to be gained? If I did not have some plan in mind, I'd not have talked to him or grabbed his hand. But the man's become completely foolish. When he had the power to prevent me from planning anything, by sending me out of this land, he let me stay one day. A day when I'll turn 3 of my enemies to corpses. Father, daughter, and my husband. Now, I can slaughter them in many ways. I'm not sure which one to try out first. Perhaps I should set the bridal suite on fire, or sneak into the house in silence right up to their marriage bed and plunge some sharpened steel right through their guts. There's just one problem. If I get caught entering their house meaning to destroy it, I'll be killed and my enemies will laugh. No. The best method is the most direct. The one at which I have a special skill. I'll murder them with poison. Yes, that's it. But once they're dead, what city will receive me? Who will give me safe shelter as a guest and offer me physical protection? There's no one. Still, I'll wait a little while. If someone shows up who can defend me, I'll set my scheme in motion and kill them without saying a word. But if events force me to act openly, I'll use a sword. Even though it will bring about my death, I'll push my daring to the very limit and slaughter them. By Hecate, goddess I worship more than all the others, the one I choose to help me in this work, who lives with me deep inside my home. These people won't bring pain into my heart and laugh about it. This wedding of theirs, I'll make it hateful for them, a disaster. Crayon's marriage ties, my exile from here, he'll find those things bitter. So come, Medea, call on all those things you know so well, and as you plan this and set it up, let the work, this deadly business, start. It's a test of wills. You know what you now have to deal with. You must not let Jason's marriage make you a laughingstock among Corinthians, compatriots of Sisyphus. For you trace your family from a noble father and from Helios the sun. So get to work. Besides, we possess a woman's nature, powerless to perform fine noble deeds, but very skilled in every form of evil. I don't remember if this has scenes. Okay, it's been 26 minutes, so I think I'll read this chorus and then finish once Jason enters. The waters in the sacred rivers are flowing in reverse, and all well-ordered things are once more turning on themselves. Men's plans are now deceitful, their firm trust in the gods is gone. My life is changing. Common talk is giving me a better reputation, honors coming to the female sex. Slander will no longer injure woman. Those songs by ancient poets will stop chanting of our faithlessness. Phoebus, god of song and singing, never put into our minds the gift of making sacred music with the lyre. Or else I would have sung a song in response to what the male sex sings. For our lengthy past has much to say about men's lives as well as ours. You sailed here from your father's house, your heart on fire, past those 2 rocks that stand guard to the Euxine Sea. You live now in a foreign land. You've lost your marriage bed, your husband too, poor woman. And now you're driven out, hounded into exile and disgrace. The honour in an oath has gone. And all throughout wide Hellas, there's no shame any more. Shame has flown away to heaven. So to you, unhappy lady, no father's house is open, no haven on your painful voyage. For now a stronger woman rules in your household, queen of Jason's marriage bed. I think we'll end it there. I'm not entirely sure if this is the same version that I read in school. It might be something different. Or be slightly different in different places. I know a lot of these translations from Greek, or ancient Greek, can have different interpretations and so on. Well, a lot of places and so on that are translated can often be different. Anyhow, I think we'll end this stream here. Well, this was a bit of an on the spur thing, so I think perhaps a bit more planning could have gone into this. But, I don't know, I'm enjoying myself. It's also nice for me to be able to go over the text and remember what it's about and what happens in it. So until then, I'll see you.